Men don't talk about their feelings. That's what they tell us.
No, we talk. We just joke our way around the truth.
Yeah, and they wonder why we're pissed off, tired, and one bad day from blowing everything up.
We're not experts.
We're not therapists.
We're three loud guys in our 40s who've screwed up, kept going, and learned some hard shit the wrong way.
We're gonna argue.
Say the wrong thing.
And sometimes accidentally say the right one.
This isn't self-help.
This is self-honest.
If you are barely holding it together, like us, good. You are in the right place.
We're live, not really live. Real quick, anybody who is listening, we are currently kind of screw with our equipment here a little bit. So be patient with us. We're trying to get this all figured out and cleaned up. So I apologize in advance if the audio is kind of screwed up, but we are trying. And if you can see, we are actually using a camera at this point in time to be able to see what we're doing. So maybe you guys can actually see us. There goes another.
Good thing.
Yeah, we're talking about the ums a lot,
I
right?
don't know if that's a good. Definitely have a favorite radio.
Yeah, I think we all do. I think that.
Runs in the family.
Yeah, Dad was a radio announcer for a long time.
Long time.
And I always like to say that he did have a face for radio.
Yeah, actually.
He did do some acting in Baltimore. He was actually in a movie
Yeah.
in Baltimore, and I asked for a copy of it, but I never got it. My sister has a copy of it, and it's interesting because he plays a wife beater.
Really?
So
I know he did a lot of acting here locally.
he did a lot of wife beating too.
Yes, he did.
So it kind of plays. He did a
Not much training.
it was like a horror series, like a horror group that did like scary movie type situations. They were like a group of shorts. Brian, you're going through some
I like sharks.
stickers over here. Yeah, it's kind of neat.
I don't like to swim with sharks.
Yeah. Have
Fun
you?
fact, on vacation. we
No
swam
shit.
with Sharks. Yeah. Swam with nurse sharks.
With what kind of sharks?
Nurse sharks.
Nurse sharks.
Oh, that wouldn't work.
Now, we went Dominican Republic. It was a honeymoon-ish type vacation, and we swam with the sharks and stingrays in this enclosed thing at Dominican Republic. That was me.
It was like a gong. Yeah, there it is. What, I was just thinking about the what was that? Was that Two Bad Friends or Bad Friends?
Slavery.
Yeah. Robert E. Lee. Slavery. What do we want? Slavery.
The Chinese.
Yes. And then was that Theo
Confederate.
Vaughn? Like, pretend you're my dad. Bobby.
Dude, I don't. Was it you that didn't know who Theo Vaughn was?
No, I know who they won.
Somebody else. I don't know. One of my buddies didn't know who Theo Vaughn was, and I was like, dude, really? This was just like a week ago.
Yeah, that's
I'm like, that's
Theo Vaughn or that or Shane Gillis.
hilarious.
One of the two. Those.
Those from Pennsylvania?
Yeah,
Mechanicsburg?
from Central Pennsylvania. He's from
Mechanicsburg.
Mechanicsburg. Yes, and what's funny is he was
I used to shop in
talking about on one podcast, right? He was a Division I football player
Yes.
for like 3 days.
Yeah, right. Dude, is a great
Right.
story.
And not only that, but he went to West Point. He was a Division I player at West Point.
Yes.
Okay.
For like 3 days. So, and at that time, it's the global war on terror, right? So if you enlisted at that point in time, you got the global war on terror medal
Right.
because you had signed up to serve during the global war on terror.
Right.
So he was saying, he says, technically, I am a Division I football player and a decorated military soldier.
I don't know about
And he's
that.
like, well, I mean,
You get that award.
you get that award. You're technically decorated. Like, and he says, I did none of those things, and I was technically all of those things. Right. My favorite clip of Shane Gillis was whenever he's talking to, he was on a black podcast.
A black pod?
Like a black guy podcast.
Oh, okay.
Right.
I was like,
And he's like, and the one guy says, my apartment's black as shit. And he's like, what does it make it black as shit? And the guy's trying to talk, and he says, what, other people's stuff? It's just like one of my favorite clips that I've ever seen. The timing of it was perfect.
His stand-up is...
Not only that, but his comedy and
It's different.
his story is great too,
Yes.
because he was a writer on SNL, and then he got actually onto the show, and then before he actually ever even got onto the show, they canceled him for some of his comedy and things like that. So he got canceled,
From SNL.
from SNL. Then
That's
he comes
wild.
back and then ends up being a 2-time SNL host.
Yeah.
He's hosted SNL twice, and
Wow.
the guy's
Yeah.
hilarious. And one of my favorite skits from the SNL, I don't know if you've seen that, is like the racial things. Like they're pretending that they're on the news,
Yes.
and they're talking about
Yeah, the black
This-
guy
this-
always writes the
this
jokes,
guy
something
got
like
caught.
Oh, they do that all the time.
This guy got caught smoking meth or making meth in a trailer park, and they're like, "Oh, that's all the white
That's
people,"
white,
and
yeah.
things like that. And the one was like, it was like a comeback story where this woman is getting arrested from for having sex with a student, and her name was like Lucretia or something like that. Something ridiculous. It was hilarious. Like that type of racial comedy, honestly, is probably some of my favorite stuff because
Weekend.
it helps bridge that gap,
Yes.
right, between the people who are too uptight and the people who are too far the other way, right. And it helps get those people who are in the middle, like us. We can really enjoy it
We can appreciate
without being offended or racist
Or
or
taking it.
things like that, right?
Yes.
Like we can understand that every demographic,
Yeah.
right, has certain stereotypes.
A lot of it's playing
Right.
for stereotypes. That's,
And if we can make fun of each other for it, and we can have fun with it, and we can take that,
Yeah.
right? We can us being 3 white guys, we can take people making fun of 3 white middle-aged guys, right?
from
Then
Western.
then things become better
Yeah.
in the world. Honestly, to me, that's really the way to do it, rather than being offended and saying that you're
agree.
oppressed by every
100%,
single thing,
yeah.
right?
Have
Like,
a sense of humor.
right. I mean, there are plenty of things in this world that are really bad.
There's some things that bother me that I just kind of let slide off, and
Right.
it's funny. If it's funny, it's funny.
Right.
Right.
But I mean, and there are some
But-
things that you should be offended about.
Yeah, 100%.
But a lot of that in comedy and things like that, we need to get back to those types of things, like the old school
We need to learn to be
George
able to
Carlin style comedy.
Mel
Those,
Brooks.
yes,
Oh, dude.
He doesn't go after different races. He goes after religions.
Definitely.
And it's like a live program of South Park.
right. And it's
Every Mel Brooks movie.
and it's and
Spaceballs too, by the way. Can't
Yeah.
wait till it comes
yes, and my favorite, we are the stereotypical white guys,
out.
right? When it comes down to it, we are. I'm serious.
No, I believe you. I laugh because it's funny.
We're middle-aged white men, right? And for the most part, we are
We like to hunt and fish.
We're hunt
We like
and
sports.
fish, and we like sports.
Pretty much any sport.
We're all relatively religious, and
God-fearing.
us being weirdly adult converted Catholics,
Yeah.
both of us, right? And Catholicism being the big religion in Christianity.
Agreed.
Well, I mean, you can you can disagree, but you'd be wrong. So it is the Christian religion. But there's so many things that are wrong with the Catholic Church. There are so many things wrong that a lot of
Brother, don't you know?
like that like white guys do and things like that. And if you're able to see that, we can get to that if you have a problem with that, which is fine.
I have to keep my knives away from me during these conversations.
But those types of things, if we can see the humor in that, right? It's what I'm saying is that we can look at ourselves in the funny light.
Yes.
It makes it makes
Fairness, we like.
that's what makes the world better. Not being offended by every single thing that you hear
Yes.
is what is the point that I'm trying to
Everyone
get.
says laughter's the best medicine, and it ain't wrong. If you can laugh about yourself and laugh about other things that are happening, or just laugh because something horrible just happened to you, be like, well, fuck it.
Yeah.
It
See the brighter side.
it
And
makes you a
Yeah.
lot better.
Yes.
But again, that's going to come partly into our subject again today. It's also part of how men talk themselves to help bury things. Oh, I fucked up. Look at how dumb I am.
Yeah.
Women don't do that.
So listen, if you guys are listening to this, we will. A lot of this stuff is for men's advocacy and men's mental health. We do think that there is a big space for that, and men need to have some outlet at some point in time. It's been honestly just too long since men have had that type of thing. Probably never, but with technology and the way that things are going now, there is nothing wrong with reaching out and looking for help. And to be honest with you, when it comes down to it, I would rather listen to you talk, and I would rather you listen to us and maybe gain something than choosing another path. So that's significantly more important to me, and I don't give a shit about stereotypes or anything like that. I honestly just don't care. So, and that's why we kind of did this. And I think that these two other guys would agree with me. And we've all needed somebody at some point in time that we haven't had. And we have, the three of us specifically have now needed people. And we have that group of people with the three of us that we can have that conversation. And we want to be there for you guys. So if you have anything, let us know. Our email is in the Spotify About section. It is offtopicuncensored@gmail.com. If we ever get any type of monetization, or I decide to be a badass and spend $5 a year or whatever it is for the hosting, it will change it to something at like offtopic.com or something like that, to have the podcast at the end, or like info or contact at that. But as of now, it is Off Topic Uncensored.
How do you spell uncensored? That's too hard.
CENSOR.
Wait, you gotta do un. Oh, UN.
UN.
Okay, there's only one R or F.
We're in the age, literally the age of technology.
I can't.
And you have a phone literally sitting right beside you.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. What I did not know this was named Off Topic Uncensored until you just read it.
Dude, he sent a
We
text about it.
literally,
like,
and I
I didn't see the second F. I thought it was like
Off topic.
off no
Off topic?
no. 'Cause I didn't see the second F, so it became of to pick.
Off topic.
Okay.
Oh,
I got it. I can't get the
Work.
at. I forgot how to write the at sign.
okay. At gmail.com.
Gmail.
at gmail.com.
Oh, I thought we read.
Off topic
Okay.
uncensored
I wrote down
at
something else.
gmail.com.
Yes. And so if you guys want to post stories, if you guys want to post maybe a suggestion as to what we talk about, any type of thing like that, we want to hear it, because we may not know anything about it, but we'll talk about it. Or what will happen more than likely is I will do the research on it. I will tell these guys the morning of or the day before what we're talking about. They will say, okay, cool. They will completely forget that we had this conversation. And then I will bring it up during this podcast, and we will still make it sound and look like a fucking train wreck.
He is my Sam Winchester, my Dean Winchester.
That is one of the best shows of all time, by the way, before we get started. That
Kevin hasn't watched it.
you fucking idiot.
And they love demons and ghosts and goblins.
Supernatural?
I've
Supernatural.
never watched it.
I know. Melissa hasn't either.
No, seriously, when we get done with this podcast,
I told him.
shut your mouth and watch that show. It's what,
It's
15 seasons?
15 seasons.
Really?
It is incredible.
It was, dude, and there's like the fan club for that is more than the fan club for all those
like-
romantic books combined.
like the Comic-Con and things like that. These guys are
all of them.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you
The
what,
task is-
Kevin, this is one of those things that I'm not joking about. That is one of the shows, especially if you're into that like legitimately supernatural type of thing. I know we were literally just talking about like ghost hunting and those types of things. You have to watch this show.
Yes.
You have to watch the show. It is absolutely incredible. The humor in it is great. The car that they drive is incredible. The debauchery and the badassery of the whole thing is
humor.
incredible.
Every episode has humor in it, no matter how serious it is, but they have episodes dedicated solely to humor.
And then they have
They have a Scooby-Doo
one episode. Yeah,
where they go
one
into a
episode.
they meet and
Yes.
solve crimes with Scooby-Doo. In cartoon.
But this was like season like 14 or
Right.
15. So
Yeah.
you're kind of well past the this is kind of weird type of thing. I want to rewatch it.
We'll watch it. I've been rewatching it the last 2 weeks.
I've been watching Shorzy and Letterkenny.
It's our next podcast.
I'm not going to probably read this ever.
I'm going to text you and remind you, because that is so, if it's on Prime, I'm going to start.
I've been trying to get them to watch Supernatural since I moved back here in August.
It is so good. Okay,
You still want me to watch? What's the TV show?
It's like,
so that's a pretty good show. Okay, so let's turn to a little bit of a serious note. Today we're talking about what I like to call the provider trap. Okay, and the core of this episode is oftentimes we feel that our worth is just our paycheck. I heard something that kind of hit with me a while back, and it said only dogs, babies, and women are loved unconditionally. Men are only loved for what they provide.
that is 100% true.
And that kind of hit with me. Now, Brian, I don't know that that's necessarily true, but I believe that is a valid feeling. And I have some
Those are pretty good.
some stories and some things that I would like to share on this. This is a topic that is near and dear to my heart because I've literally felt like this for a long time in a lot of different places and times in my life. But I'll let you guys talk first.
There's big me, Kim.
Well, yeah, I guess I'll start because this is out of the things that I've looked into and I've researched. This is probably the one that hit home a lot. So after my divorce, when I got together with my current wife, we had a lot of things going on and paying child support and trying to find a decent job and things like that. And I believe we talked in the last episode that I would do anything to put food on the table for my family, working 2-3 jobs, whatever I needed to do. And I got a job at a steel mill here in Western Pennsylvania. And that affords me the opportunity to work a lot of overtime. But a lot of times I would work 70, 80, 90, 100 plus hours in a week. And I'd bring home a pretty damn good paycheck, right? And I did that for a long time. And for a long time, it felt that was the only thing that I was worthy of, that I was providing for my family. Now, I'm the type of person, I mean, obviously Brian and I came from a family, we didn't have much of anything, and we weren't given much coming into adulthood, right? And I'd be damned if my children would have felt the same, been the same, right? So as guys, we get that singular focus a lot of times, right? And that's what kind of consumed me. I need to make this money to make sure that my wife has what she needs, my daughter has what she needs, my son has what he needs, that he has soccer cleats, that she can go to music lessons or whatever. We can pay for this or that or something else. And I would work those hours. And because of that, a lot of other things were neglected, including my relationship, right? And that put a very large strain on that. Working, I'm not even exaggerating, for 3 or 4 years, I was working 90 plus hours every single week. We didn't have a lot of people at work, and I was just hammering it out, just trying to get back on track. You know what I mean? With yes, get things. Yes, and you can never get ahead. In this world, it's so damn hard to get ahead. But just trying to keep up. You know what I mean? And
the more you make, the more you spend.
Yeah, and the more things that come up, and because whenever you get decent things tend to break, and then you got to pay more money for the decent thing.
Maintain decent things, you got to
right.
keep on going.
And it just hit, and then I would get text messages. You're not home. I don't. I feel like I never see you anymore. But then I would take a week or two where I wouldn't work any overtime. I just worked 40 hours. But at that point, I'm exhausted and I'm doing this. And then, it's hey, we're short on, we can get the mortgage, we can get the electric, but we may not be able to get the water in the sewer this month. Yeah, 100%. And so it's, what? Okay, well, I guess I got to go back and start pushing into work. I guess I got to start pushing back and working more. And it's just a vicious cycle. And I can see it from a different perspective, where I wasn't home a lot and at work, between being busy at work. So a lot of those jobs, you don't always have the opportunity to be sitting on your phone and talking, right? And not that all those jobs are difficult. There are some jobs that are excellent that I would absolutely love to have at all times. And then you obviously you have your days and things like that, but you don't have the opportunity to have like a normal text messaging conversation with your spouse or other people. So they feel isolated at times.
Get lonely.
Yes, you know what I mean. But it's one of the things. How do you balance it? Right? You need that money, but you also need to work on your relationships.
Life balance.
It's impossible to balance it.
But you
partner willing to help or work with you.
It's so hard.
Brian, get closer to the mic. In a steel mill, it's almost impossible.
It is.
Because you don't have, there's
no downtime.
Steel mill does not believe in work-life balance because
A lot of companies don't.
the steel mill needs to roll. The steel needs to get out. The steel needs to be, well, I work in the steel industry, but I work in the only place, or maybe 2 places in the entire country. It's the only place in the country that makes The type of steel that we make. It's when COVID hit, we weren't considered essential workers. We were considered critical workers, right? Because we run electrical steel that supports the electrical grid in the United States, the only producer of electrical steel in the country, right? So we are the only people making steel for transformers in the country. We weren't essential, we were critical to the country. So, and during that time, they laid off 400 people. So it was 96 hours a week that we're working. We were coming in, we're living there. I had literally talked to friends about buying a $10,000 house right up the hill,
Just to stay there.
doing like a quick $5,000 renovation, and then being able just to rent it out for $10, $20 a month to people in the mill so that they could stay there because they lived more than 20, 30, 40 minutes away. Right? Because we have people coming from Ohio, coming from Erie, coming from West Virginia, coming up to work in this steel mill. But we were working so much, you don't have that opportunity. And it gets lonely. And I get it. From the outside perspective, it's difficult to understand that. But not only is it lonely for guys that are doing that, right? That are working those hours, and it's tiring. It's also isolating. Because we're not getting that time to spend with our kids, our wives, our family. We're not able to go to birthday parties. We're not able to go to graduations. We're not sporting events.
Extracurriculars.
My beautiful daughter does a lot of musicals and things like that. You know, I was missing some of those. I was missing kids, both my sons and my daughter's soccer games. You know what I mean? I'm doing all this, and I'm literally just doing everything I can just to be able to stay awake for a couple hours at home, to have that. And that to me was probably one of the hardest things, because I'd get that backlash, right? And it literally swung from week to week. It was, I don't see you enough. I need to see you more. I'm lonely. I'm sad. The kids miss you. They haven't talked to you in a while. And then I would take a week where I wouldn't work any overtime. And it would be like, we don't have enough to pay the bills. At this point, I don't know what we're going to do. And I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place. We're like, right? Because you want me to make money. Listen, I can make money, but you're not going to see me.
Right.
And I can give you the life that you want, or the life that we need, or the life that we should have in order
What I would like to provide.
to get by, right? To provide, because because we bought a camper, because we enjoyed going out and camping and doing those types of things, and we bought a side-by-side because that shit was fun. But at that point in time, I was making that money, working 100 hours a week, and I'm trying to pay for my daughter to take voice, music, and dance lessons because she is legitimately talented at that, and she does an excellent job, and I want to see her succeed. And it's not something that we had growing up.
I could see her one day on like Brooklyn.
I could see her actually on Broadway. Like legitimately, she is good enough to be on Broadway if she continues to where she's going.
I could see her being the female version of Ryan Gosling, because Ryan Gosling has the deal attitude, seems like, straight through and through.
Yeah.
And I can see her, but he's still a handsome dude, and he's athletic, and
Is he a triple
he
threat?
can fight. Oh, he is more than a triple threat.
Well,
He's Ryan fucking Gosling.
Well,
Right.
my daughter is not a handsome dude. She is a beautiful young lady. Right.
What I'm saying?
No, I get what you're saying.
Not transgender.
Right. No, but no, she's incredible. But I want to afford her, and even my son, who's almost 20 now. I want to afford them every opportunity they can, and they have to succeed, which I got absolutely nothing growing up. My mother did what she could, and my grandparents were incredible. My dad was an absolute twat waffle. 2 things my dad had ever asked for me. Number one, he came in one day at work, and he asked for $20 cash, because he didn't have money to get gas to go back down the hill. The other thing that he asked me for was weed. I'm 20 years old, and he had been technically, or from what I understood, sober for 15 years or 12 years at that point in time. I'm sure that didn't happen. But he asked me if I had any pot on me. I'm like, Dad, no, I don't have any pot. Sorry, dude. You know what I mean? Like, that's not what I want. My family to be more than that. I want to provide as much as I can for them. So, like we talked about last week, I'd I do as much as I can to put food on the table and to get myself there. But it's a balance that I haven't. I mean, I've been down there for almost 11 years at the mill. And I worked for a tech company before that for 8 years. And I haven't found that balance because honestly, there is no balance because it's 100% one way or 100% the other because we work swing shifts, right? I don't have like 1 week I'm working daylights. The next week I'm working afternoons. The next week I'm working midnights. It always changes. So being able to even recognize, and I'm not joking, what day it is.
No, that's
Right now,
Dude, I get it. Working third shift.
we're talking on a Saturday evening. I come off of 3 straight afternoon midnights. The only reason why I know it's it's a Saturday,
to agree with them.
right? Is because I was told that it was a Saturday. This could be a Tuesday to me, and I wouldn't know any different,
Yeah.
right? Because we're used to working like that continuously and just working our asses off, continuously being there, right? So that's where it is, right? And what I'm saying is that we get yelled at like I'm lonely. I want you to be here, but then in the same respect, we get told we need to make more money, we need to pay the bills, things like that. It not only is it an issue for us, it is just as isolating to the other people, our spouses that say that they're lonely. It's lonely for us, but we also have that extra burden and responsibility to make sure that we're putting in that time and everybody is provided for. And sometimes we fail at that. No matter what we do, we can work 100 hours and sometimes that money is just not enough. And that is some of the burden that we carry upon ourselves.
Yes, because it is our burden.
And yes, because that's what we do as men. Is we are the providers, we are the protectors and things like that. But that brings me to another thing is how can we be providers and protectors at the same time, right? Because if I'm working 96 hours a week,
Right.
I'm away. I'm physically not there to be a protector, right?
If you are considered a dangerous man,
I'm a dangerous man.
but people don't know that. They
Yes.
gotta kill some bitches. And then the people, if I fuck with that family,
I mean, fortunately, then that was kind of weird, but I got you. I can see where you're coming.
No, I'm saying it. Okay, to add on to this, to what you're saying is,
But what I'm saying is it's difficult to even balance that because if you're not physically home to protect somebody, you can't be a protector if you're not there.
right. If you are a protector, you're also teaching people how to protect themselves.
Sure, but if you have your wife and you're
Right.
you're there at that
Right.
point in time, I want them to be as shielded from that as possible. But the point is that it's hard to be a protector and a provider at the same time because you're not physically there. And that's the only thing is the physical aspect of it is being there, and that's more difficult.
That's a dilemma. I mean, it's a tough one to swallow, but it's something that's necessary. What do most men do?
Most men,
I don't think it cares about most men. Fuck most men. I don't know about what we do.
What do you do?
What do I do? Well, I've done exactly what Greg's done. It's,
Work.
you know what?
Put your head down.
It's almost like voting politically. What's most important to me right now? There's a time in your life when you're a younger man that work should dominate your stuff. Because I bet Greg and you and me, we all feel respected when we're at work. Our decisions are well treated. We people show us, oh yeah, okay, I'll do that. Yeah, okay, I'll do that. You know, so we go where we feel respected, and work is the place we feel most respected. However, I understand the balance because I had 2 youngins at the same time when I was trying to be in that phase of working, you know, all the time. But you're right. Whenever I would take off, we wouldn't have the money to cover bills. So it'd be like, it was every 2 weeks, every paycheck was, oh, okay, we got enough money to cover bills. Well, I want to do something, so why aren't you home? We want me to do something.
Catch 20
So,
those times,
yeah.
more often than not.
And there, other than sitting down and saying, listen, I want to be with you. All right. I want to make our lives comfortable as well. This is what I have to do to make our lives comfortable. This is what I have to do to be with you. You know, there has to be a balance there.
Right.
You know, is it that are we gonna do what we can right now to save as much money as we can so we can invest it and grow to our future for retirement? Are we going to make enough just money to cover what we're doing, groceries? And are we going to just cut back and say, fuck, we're going to spend all the time again? You know, that's not a decision a man can make. That's a decision, dude.
I mean, or you can do what I do and say, "Hey, hon, how we doing there?" I'm not gonna lie, I don't know how to handle the finances.
Melissa! Oh, what?
And she is much smarter than I am. I let her handle the finances, and I
Right there. If I was working an hourly thing, sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, go ahead. I want to hear. No, go ahead. I want to hear.
If I was working an hourly thing and I had a good woman there that said, "Hey, I got this next paycheck. We need a little more cash," and whatever, I'd be like, "Okay, I'll pick up a few hours of work," you know, and they'd be like, "Okay, cool." You know, I would be more than happy with something like that. You know, give me a beer, fuckers. No, I don't want that game on.
No, I got you.
Why? What's wrong with that?
I don't know.
It's the same shit.
Yeah.
What do you get? What do you got?
It's
the same thing.
literally just a 12 pack. I literally just threw shit in there.
I got full squish.
Oh, we're gonna come up with an idea about the Wheel of Death.
You got super squish.
I got super squish. All right.
But anyway,
Brian, keep going. I'm sorry. That was
I
good.
had a full squish.
you had a full squish.
Trade me.
I'll give you a full squish later, but
I want a super squish.
oh, that can't be.
I'll give you a super squish.
Sorry about that, guys.
That has been Epstein redacted.
Epstein redacted. Wow.
Buttons are full of shit.
Oh,
And-
I didn't
and-
met him.
Really quick, don't diddle kids. Thanks.
I mean,
Yeah.
don't get dead. Don't diddle kids.
Make pedos.
Pretty
Okay. Sorry. Back on topic.
No,
Brian, go ahead.
Personally, this point in my life, you know, with no one that really cared about me, is I want to work as much as I can and build up as much wealth as I can. I always thought it's hard to fight that imbalance.
Yeah.
You know,
Dude, it's so hard.
you can't do it because
Um,
as us as men, we see that big paycheck come in. We're like, "All right, look what I did. That's freaking awesome." All right. And then we're told that, well, okay, that was great. However, you need to do this also.
well,
And then we do that, and it's like, oh, okay.
you're in catch-22, dude. It's a tough situation, and I don't know.
I'm not going to be like any of these.
No, listen. No, you're right, because I get that, especially, and I'll give you a specific example. So, summertime, we end up getting super busy at work. We're constantly working, and also in summertime, late spring, early summer, we have grass that needs mowed. We have shit that needs done at the house. My wife cannot drive that lawnmower, the zero-turn lawnmower, to save her life. So
I've never driven a zero.
Sorry,
Come on.
Lee, I had to say.
Dude, my mother-in-law crushes.
Greg,
I'm sure she does,
Wait,
but-
wait. Greg set me up on that. I could not pass the opportunity.
My-
Coke jug women.
my wife cannot. She can't. She just, God bless her heart, she can't drive a zero-turn, and that's where it is. And that's where it is. So I have to cut the grass. But if I'm working 7 days, the grass ain't getting cut. And we live in an area where everybody that I'm around legitimately is retired or semi-retired. They're cutting their grass 2 to 3 times every single
Dude, I
week.
swear to
Yeah.
God, it's a competition.
And we look like the assholes in the neighborhood because I literally don't have the energy because of working so much to cut the grass. And I'm a cheap ass, and I'm not paying anybody to cut my grass. Listen, I have a almost 20-year-old son, and that little son of a bitch won't come out and cut my grass.
What the ever living Espen fuck?
Does he live at the house though?
So he has
Doesn't
2 houses.
He's a little bit.
So he lives at both his mother's house and my house.
Yeah.
And I tried. He lives most 90% at his mother's house. But I try to tell him this house is just as much your house as it is anybody else's. He has his own room. He can do whatever he wants there, but he won't come out and help me. My wife can't cut the grass. Because and she's tried. It's not for a lack of trying.
Yeah.
Right. She has legitimately tried to do it. She misses spots, and that drives me absolutely insane. I'm a line guy. Like, I don't cut my grass often, but when I cut my grass, I want it to be cut
So you're anal about it. That's what
correctly. I don't want. It doesn't need to be
anal
cut.
about your grass.
It needs to be cut correctly.
He's got the anal.
I don't want like everything at 2 inches and then like a small triangle at 7 inches. I don't want that. There's like a little triangle in the yard that's like 7 inches long. She
It's like
just
a woman's lower body.
she just missed it.
2-inch leg hairs and the friggin' 7-inch bush.
The fuck are you talking? What? I'm talking. Jeez. Anyway, her grass cutting skills are not what mine are.
Dude, my wife.
Right. My wife has some excellent qualities.
Yeah.
Like she takes care of our bills. She keeps everything else on track.
Keeps us rolling.
She's incredible at a lot of things. Cutting the grass is not one of them.
She's great. She's
So-
got 99 problems. The grass is one of them.
Like, and well, I'm about 97 of the other
Yes.
ones, right? And
I get it.
and so that's my thing, and I enjoy cutting grass. But I sit here and I look like an asshole because I'm going 2 weeks without cutting the grass, and my neighbors are cutting grass 2-3 times a week.
You haven't gotten to our age yet. You get to a certain point where you're like, you care what anybody else thinks.
Okay, but
Listen,
here's-
guys, but I'm not that much younger than you.
it's all the old. Oh, you're 7 years. That's a big.
Well, 7 years from
not
you
that
because you're fucking 1,000 years old. Like
I have my moments.
Kevin's kind of in between the two of us, right? He's a little bit closer to you, but I mean,
48.
yeah, we just
We're making a Kevin
We keep-
sandwich over here.
I don't want to ever
We're saying that.
We eat regular bread.
I'm just saying
it's a
that
deal
the-
sandwich with the Hesselgesser meat,
German. Very
Black Forest ham.
Forest ham, baby.
All right. Well, that was way off topic. But yes.
Yeah, dude. I enjoy cutting the grass too, right? Just as much as the next guy. But I don't know if you've noticed the landscape at my place, but
Get your ass back in the mic.
all of my grass is on a hill.
Yes.
So it sounds like a garage door.
Listen, no, that gong is incredible.
We're not having technical issues. We're playing.
Yeah.
with the new thing
All right.
we got.
So we're
But
so
anyways.
we're done talking about cutting grass.
Okay, what are we talking about?
Okay, we're gonna go ahead and get back on track.
Back on track.
You sons of
Provider
bitches.
stigmata.
You guys got me all fucked up. Brian just gave some stuff.
Yes.
Kevin, I want you to give me.
I want to
give me
give
some.
better stuff. You didn't show me titties.
I'll show you titties later.
Wow, dude.
No, he already showed me.
I showed him the word.
Literally wrote
titties.
the word.
I know, and I got distracted. I started
Do you
thinking of titties.
remember? But
It's like saying,
Off-
"Hey, don't look for the blue elephant."
listen, off topic, and I want something on here like a keypad that says I can hit that.
We
That
need to,
says
like,
like
sound-
off topic, like dun, 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 right, or something like
Dun,
that.
dun, dun.
Do you remember?
You sound like a boner.
We were at.
The
I think it was.
slightest.
I think it was Grandma's funeral. Grandma Greg's.
Which one?
Funeral.
Greg. Okay.
Right. And
Okay.
you and I are sitting there. It's a serious moment. And I think we were at
We have our family struggles with serious.
no
We,
we
have
fun
to bring
if you-
out.
we were at the gravesite, and you and I were standing beside each other. And
What?
if somebody was sitting, maybe Laura was standing beside you, and I had like my kids like
Right.
beside me and behind me, and I just kind of like do one of these things, and I lean over and I just go, titties, and you literally lost your shit. I know we were at and it didn't mean anything. It's just, I just literally just
Greg and or not Greg. You're Greg.
I am Greg.
Xavier
You're
and
That is
Hudson
my name.
heard you because they were beside me. All right, and then Kelsey was beside Xavier, and she saw them laughing, and she, God bless your heart, Kelsey. He just started laughing because the boys were laughing. I love you, Kelsey. More than you know. But then she started laughing, and then Espen was standing beside Kelsey, and he just started laughing because he kind of heard the boys because they were repeating it as they were laughing.
It's just literally just one of those words that just.
Our family tends to be comic relief in serious
Oh my
moments.
So I got at our dad's funeral. I had probably almost a half dozen people come up to me,
That was interesting.
and they said, "We are so glad to see you guys like being fun and happy and joking
In this
around."
time of sadness,
And we're literally just up there screwing around.
Dude, that night was fun.
okay.
We had
I'm
a good
not,
time.
There's
listen,
some things
I'm
that
glad.
We're not
so
going to share.
I
For the
can't
record, I'm
share.
glad you guys had a good time.
We had a great time.
I am still catching heat for that.
Seriously?
To this day,
For real?
I am still catching heat
No, you're not.
for that night.
I'm
How
Yes.
many years ago was that?
I'm sorry.
13. We were literally just talking about this on the way up.
Yeah.
13 years.
Yes.
No, it's been about. What was it?
Yeah, because remember we were talking.
You said
No,
it's like-
more than that.
Yeah,
Because
it was like
because
17.
we got married in the end of 2010, and Dad passed in 2011, so 15 years. Yes, because Grandpa, our other grandfather, had passed 2 years after that, so that was 13. So yes, 15 years since that
was the
that
90s
had happened.
squirted.
That's something that stays in the
She had a
family
shake weight.
archives.
Oh,
In the
That's
family
in the deal
archives.
files.
Yes.
Deal
Yes.
files. Oh,
So-
okay. So write that as
For the record, Bree, if you heard that, Brian did say
Thank
he
you.
was
Thank you.
sorry.
I don't know what I know what I did there, but I don't know which part specifically
And-
you were upset about.
And also, they want. I want to let you know that it was not me that invited everybody back to the
Yes,
house.
that was 100% accidentally me.
Yes.
Accidentally, bro.
That-
Well, I was sitting there and people were like, "Hey,
I'm still getting yelled at.
Greg, I am 100% sorry. Greg, I am definitely sorry. Mostly.
Dude.
It's funny that you're still giving.
Let's
shit
just
about
say
it.
it was entertaining.
It was a fun night.
It was
But
fun.
no, I think we were there and people were like, "Oh, I want to see you. Let's hang out with you." I said, "Well, I'm staying by Greg." I just don't even know where we were.
Yeah.
Kevin was supposed to be trying to give us a
Ugly?
What?
talk about paychecks and worth.
That's
We need to get back. We are
I
Kevin.
thought that was the topic.
That was not the topic.
my bad, guys. I'm
No,
sorry.
don't apologize. This is literally the
Stop looking
the
at me.
name of the podcast, right? It's off topic and uncensored. So that's fine, but
Say
it's
some shit.
it's my job as the moderator, host, and then we've got Brian's belly over here.
That's the first time I've done that. in
Moderator
years.
and host of this is to keep us on topic. So Kevin, give me a story. Give me something about sometimes often you feel like your worth is your paycheck.
So yeah,
Get in the mic. God damn it.
There was a lot of. I mean, there's a lot of years, man. I spent a lot of time working. I worked a lot of transportation. I worked in a lot of trucking companies. The hours in that industry are not normal. There is no end time. Your end time is when you're done. So it changes on the day. It changes every day. But yeah, there's a lot of times where you feel like, listen, I'm missing out on your kids' sporting events. You're missing out on your kids' plays. You're missing out on your kids' everything. And it's tough mentally because you have to struggle with that. What's more important? Spending time with your kids and your wife, or making sure that your kids and wife have a meal to eat? And it's tough, but what you do is you end up putting your head down and you go to work and you spend the time at work and you make that money and you put the food on the table and you deal with the repercussions of, hey, you missed this, you missed that. So the best thing you can do, in my opinion, is be involved otherwise. Talk to your kids, talk to your wife.
If I can add on to that, real
Please.
quick. We're not trying to interrupt.
No,
but
yeah, no.
I think with that, one of the mistakes I made is I never sat down and had a conversation.
And not
And
dude,
be
me
like-
too. I
be like,
didn't either.
you know,
This all comes after
come home after right before, like at the end, before day off
Yeah.
at night, and give your wife a kiss on the forehead and say, "Hey, babe, sorry, I haven't been. I'm trying to do my best, but I got to make the money to support us. Also, please be patient." The mistake I made is not having that conversation. I just always
the communication.
I did what I was told, or hey, you're doing this wrong. Not to say, hey, you need to fix it, or not someone saying, hey, don't fix it because you're doing it wrong, but I'm enjoying the money. But I never had the conversation. So we just kind of try to suck it through. And before you start spilling your guts,
No,
again
you're
there,
good. You're good.
just keep thinking.
Dude,
It's the
Oh damn it! Fuck.
go. There was a.
Hey, listen. If you, I'll
back
start,
to it.
and if you get it, just
I got-
interrupt me.
I
Go
got-
ahead.
okay.
Go ahead.
Hey, so
I hate when that happens.
There it goes again.
I do. I hate when that happens.
Right. You saying that, Brian, literally just it kind of hit me like a ton of bricks because I've never really had that conversation. Right. Always just maybe I relished in the fact of feeling isolated and feeling alone. For as good as we are, and I can say this personally, I'm sure that I can say it for the two of you as well. As good as we are communicating professionally, we lack
personally.
communicating personally.
It's funny you said that every week.
Because I will literally, I'm so good at communication whenever I'm at work. I will talk, I will let everybody know what's going on. I give updates, give heads up and everything like that. But I can't as much as be so burdened as to send a text message that I'm going to be late coming home from work, or I'm going to be late hanging out with you guys tonight, or something like that. Like, I am terrible at personal communication. Family communication, I'm even worse at. But work communication, there's probably honestly nobody better at work than me to
Right.
be to communicate at work. But personally,
Fucking triplets.
and in a family, I am absolutely freaking terrible at it. I'm trying, especially with you guys, to be better, because I know that we
Yeah,
need to
but
do
fuck
that.
you. He's doing it for us.
That I need
No,
to
it's-
that I need to do that because we have one specifically that is absolutely horrible at it, and we need to get better
Right.
at doing it. So
Fair enough.
I'm doing it. I'm doing as much as I can there. But personally, I'm terrible at communication. Professionally, I'm excellent at it, which is really weird. Which is really
It is hard because when you're good at something professionally, when you have to deal with that personally, a lot of time that's where it lacks.
yeah.
You know what I mean? You're
Oh,
a
yeah.
very good communicator when it comes professionally.
I need Greg to be the voice in my head because he says the words that I try to describe that I can't think of.
Well, I mean, it's why don't you guys do that? For
We
each
all
other?
pause like,
That would be interesting. I know. I was thinking
Make
like
yourself a tape, like a motivational tape for each other.
I was
Well,
thinking
not
like an
motivational.
AI
I'm
type thing,
saying, like if
Just-
I
like a Greg plug-in to Brian's head.
Great.
no, but you know, like a phrase or a word that means something. This happened a couple like our first time we tried to do this, and I couldn't think of what I was trying to say, so I was describing it, and Greg's like, "Oh, this?
It's in Brian's area 51.
Yes, Brian's
That's
mental
Brian's.
area 51.
Yeah, preparation."
Which we will actually another spin-off of this podcast, another sidebar podcast of this. I do want to do I think we talked about that and we wrote that down. You guys wrote that down after we said it. Is a just a segment or a 30-minute podcast of Brian's mental area 51, where he is literally just spewing whatever the hell is on his mind, and we just shut up and just give him a couple signs or something like that, and just let him go for 30 minutes or so, and just let him rant. That would be podcast gold. And we talk about these things, and we sit here and we'll say like, because the notes and things like that, we talk about these types of things, and we had this conversation right before we started as far as what we can each do better in the podcast to help things with that. And I literally said, Brian, watch your slurs. And I did not mean like
Not racial.
not racial slurs or things like that. I meant watch your physical slurs because of how you were talking, right? But I might need to use like a don't use racial slurs type of thing in that situation. But
It's in the bylaws.
but I would love to. That would be a great spin-off topic. Brian's mental area 51
I mean, we
for
could do a whole
series.
different
Yeah,
Oh,
but
different.
all right,
okay, so
go ahead.
okay, so what's what I was trying to think of? All right, I want, and it goes with this. There's no real right answer, right? It depends on who you have in your life. You depend. It depends on who you have in your life and what's going on in your life
Mhm.
at the same time, right? But I want everyone to know and realize that with this issue, as well as most of the issues that we talk about, there's no one correct answer.
Mhm.
There's not at all. And but we're only here telling you what maybe worked for us, maybe what didn't work for us. So just listen to your own heart. If it works for you, great. Let us know. If it doesn't, well, let us know that too. And we'll, maybe I'll get like a chalkboard, a whiteboard, and just keep marking off all the yes and no.
I mean, if you guys have
All
situations
seven of them.
out there that you're going through and need some help or just need somebody to talk to about it, I mean, that's kind of what this whole thing is about.
Or if you have a story you want to
A story
Share.
share.
listen, I will happily read those on here. Before we wrap it up, and we're fine. I mean, I'm happy talking to you guys. For
This is
hours.
just-
This is great. The question that I want to have here is, what happens, or what do we anticipate happening when the work that we've been putting in
Mm-hmm.
slows or stops? How does that affect you? How does that affect your relationships?
So, in my experience, it comes it comes at a higher stress level. Your work slows down, so you're not making as much money. You're not able to put in the 80, 90, 100 hours maybe that you need to make your bills.
So
Oh, Gretchen.
You start making a little, playing a little financial Jenga,
Mhm.
and making things work, and it gets hard, but you.
I wonder if they were made a porn named Jenga.
let's
I
hold that topic.
I don't
for
know.
a moment.
Can't. Okay.
I'm a little horny.
So yeah, I just
But Kevin, let me ask you a question.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I know we got sidetracked there. Obviously, it's negative as far as not being able to work those 80, 90, 100%.
100%. It hurts.
What would the positives be as far as
So you take those
not
times,
slowing down? Yes.
you take those times when you have the freedom of time, and you spend that time with your family. You spend that time, going to events, going to sporting events, whatever it may be, plays, extracurriculars, whatever your kids are involved in. But spend as much time with your kids and your family at that point, as much as you can when the time is down, because that's what's allotted to you. When that work picks back up, you're going to be spending more time at work to make that money, right?
Sure.
So then when that downtime comes, you accept that. You accept that as a gift. And you take that time to spend. Say that again?
That's a really good philosophy.
Professor. Yeah.
Professor. I was being smart, I kind of. But no, that's right. That's
Professor. Hold on. Professor Hesselgesser.
Professor Gesser.
Oh, I like that. Professor Guesser. I like that.
All right, Brian, go ahead.
Okay, Professor Gesser.
Tell me, what do you think happens whenever when the work slows or stops? Give me something give me something negative, and give me something positive.
All right. So, negative, you come home and you don't adjust anything. You just keep waiting for that work to pick back up. Right?
What do you do in the meantime?
Nothing different. You're sitting at home, but you're still not attending the events. You're waiting for that work to start back up because maybe, you don't get the respect at home. You're dying to get out there and
Provide.
and provide. Right? If that's your primary belief, of what a man should do and be. Right. If you take the time, work dies down, you get laid off, and you take the time to make yourself better, so you don't have to go through these patches. Get it. Maybe take your time to take a class. Everyone, a lot of jobs like, well, do you have this experience? Do you have this experience? And you're like, no, I don't have that. But they have tons of classes now where you can get a certificate and stuff, and you put it on your resume. Got a certificate.
Things are changing. There's
Make yourself
definitely
better.
things are changing fast.
Make yourself
Job
better.
market.
And I think the most important thing to me would be try to enjoy that time. Not just tolerate it. Try to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Just spend.
It's almost like a
For me, I feel if we're not working, honestly, and I'm going
kind
to
of
be,
feel useless. Almost.
if I'm not working 56 plus
You do that,
hours a week, I feel like I'm literally not being utilized how
like
I
you're
should
being
be.
taken advantage of.
This is going to sound awful, and it's probably going to be one of those things that we pull out, right? But oftentimes I feel like a tool, right? Like I am the tool in order to make the money, right? And if I'm only working 40 hours a week or whatever, I feel like I'm not providing as much as I should be. So I'm doing a bunch of different things, or I am in the mental state where I'm not doing one fucking thing other than working the 40 hours a week, and that breeds more resentment and things like that. However, I've been fortunate enough that my kids are busy enough that I am able to watch them do things, and I've always taken great enjoyment seeing my son play soccer or do this or do that, or watching my daughter sing or act in a play or musical and things like that. So I take great joy in that. I think that the things that we want to take a look at is a lot of men feel like their worth is just their paycheck. Like, and it does. And you guys are both 100% correct. It's you're absolutely right. A lot of men feel like their worth is just their paycheck.
But the value's more than that.
But you don't see it.
It's also one of your greatest worths is your presence, right?
Presence.
Right. It's being there for the people that you love.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. And a lot of times we feel like we're either working too much or we're not working enough. And we get caught in that paradigm. right? I guess paradigm would be probably the right word, right? But we need to shift that. Is that if we're not working those 40 hours, spending time with our family and enjoying our sons, our daughters, our nieces, our nephews, our cousins, our grandchildren, you old ass, our
Say something now.
I can't
You're not
wait.
too many years away.
our friends, going to celebrate a friend. I don't have
There's
any.
time for them
Honestly, I think it's like you two guys, and that's pretty much it. Nobody else likes me, I think. But the presence in that is just as important. So if you're not working those 80, 90 hours, change that your paradigm, right, to being present and being there for your loved ones, because that is just as important as making the money, because money will always come and go. It's something that I've learned. I've had thousands of dollars in my bank account. I've had a negative bank account,
I've had
right?
thousands of-
Right. Like we do this and it goes in cycles.
Yeah.
Like, and we get in these, we're becoming more stable and things like that. Except for you, you're different. You are the most unstable person I know at this moment.
I volunteer
you-
to distribute.
You'll get there. But as we become more stable, things become more stable. But that presence at that point in time becomes more important.
It's more prevalent.
Right. Because at that point in time, then we can start focusing on other things. So if you're in that area, obviously if you're not in that area, do what you got to do to provide for your family.
Yeah, you have
But you have to keep in mind that,
everything
that presence is just as important as your paycheck.
every day.
All right, guys. We'll talk to you later.